The Arizona Cardinals have not done a lot of right over the last, century. A team with a historically awful past has had a lot of people jumping on them, specifically this offseason, when they honestly made their best decision in years. Through the last decade of pure hell, 3 coaches and God knows how many quarterbacks, on top of 0 playoff success whatsoever, General Manager Steve Keim was the common denominator. And somehow, someway, after all the mistakes that he made, specifically drafting, Keim managed to keep his job. However, finally, he is gone, and the Arizona Cardinals have hired Monty Ossenfort as their next general manager. And I'm not a very optimistic person when it comes to my sports teams. However, as a Cardinals fan, I think he needs to be given his fair shot. Having all the other fan bases and several Cards fans already criticizing, why not see him out instead? The Cardinals are trying to move past mediocrity that has lasted for so long, and they've finally done something to try to move the team in the right direction. Have they finally got it right? Jonathan Gannon. He's a coach. That's about all I've got. Each and every move and decision in life comes with its pros and cons. Gannon is here to stay for the next 5 years, or at least that's how long he'll be cashing a paycheck that's signed by Michael Bidwell. Let's weigh out the pros and cons of this hire. The pros, he's experienced, he knows his way around the NFL, and this is not his first NFL gig as a coach. He's confident, saw that very clearly in his press conference. He's convincing, and he's put together a very nice staff so far. The cons, he just got exposed in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes, and it cost his team, the Philadelphia Eagles, a ring. Also, he's a first-time head coach, so there is a lot of uncertainty when it comes to this hire. Gannon knows his way around the NFL, he's been to a Super Bowl, and he led a very good defense this year regardless of how it ended. His press conference managed to somehow give me hope, and he seemed very confident in the group that Arizona already has. Putting together a young staff that includes Drew Petzing as the offensive coordinator and former Eagles linebackers coach Nick Rawlis as the DC. Additionally, some names that intrigue me are Drew Terrell as the passing game coordinator, Israel Wolfark, and Ben Steele as position coaches on Petzing's offense. I'm honestly kind of excited about it. This team has struck out time after time, and I'm scared. But while the narrative has been going on about what a stupid hire this is by the Arizona Cardinals, especially after they interviewed 12 plus candidates and were seemingly just waiting for Gannon's season to end to bring him to the Valley, Gannon has been blocking out the noise and winning the fan base over with a damn good coaching staff. The core of the roster is very clear and obvious. Budda Baker will continue to be the heart and soul of the team and the leader of the defense, while Kyler Murray will have a coaching staff who believes he is a franchise guy and will take the time to work with him one-on-one and give him everything he needs to succeed. Jonathan Gannon has spoken so highly of Kyler already, and I can't wait to see the way that he's able to optimize his play style. Rawlis has me so excited to see this defense. He came from a team with a great young linebacker in TJ Edwards and turned him into a star very quickly. Imagine what can happen with Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons, let alone if you add a guy like Will Anderson Jr. to the mix. Lethal. Arizona could finally have a team that's built around a defense and one that could wreck a game. Petzing seems really good for the role. He will join a staff that is young, smart, and honestly the perfect group. Gannon deserves a lot of credit for this. He got to work right away and built a staff of his first choices. And honestly, it looks like an all-star team staff. I'm very sorry if I'm missing anybody so far in this recording that's been added to the staff, because it seems like every time I refresh Twitter, another name has been added and hired as a coach for the Arizona Cardinals. People want to be here. Monty Ossenfort has a lot of work to do maintaining and building a winning roster. But several things are already going right. You have the number 3 overall pick, and you are in a position to draft your defensive-minded head coach, a potentially generational talent on the defensive line. Gannon is giving play-calling duties to Rawlis, which is the biggest win in this situation, in my opinion. The head coach has enough on their plate already, but when you add play calling, it rarely works out. I think we just saw that pretty clearly with Cliff Kingsbury. So Gannon hired a guy on the defense to take over his job, and a guy that he trusts to call the plays and put the defense in the best situation, while he worries about putting a game plan together and putting the best roster on the field week in and week out. You can say whatever you want about this hire. You're entitled to your own opinion. But I think Monty Ossenfort deserves the benefit of the doubt here. I'm really content with allowing this to play out. I didn't love the hire at first, but since I've been seeing everybody bashing it, all the while Gannon puts together a young, talented staff, the move has really grown on me. If it's going to be, it starts with me. That's what Gannon said in his introduction press conference, and if he lives by those words, there is no reason that the Arizona Cardinals should not have success with Jonathan Gannon as their head coach. It shouldn't be a hot take to put out this video, but with the amount of people that are jumping to the fact that, oh, this is an awful hire, it'll never work out. Sure, the Cardinals have that reputation. Saw it with Steve Wilkes, saw it with Cliff Kingsbury, but this one feels different. Gannon seems really ready to win, and it looks like they're headed in the right direction. I'll likely end up making a video 8 weeks into the season saying what an idiot I was for thinking that this was a good hire, or even just saying that Jonathan Gannon was ready to be a head coach in the NFL. But I honestly like the move, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to let it play out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but the Arizona Cardinals look like they're going in the right direction, while every other fan base is saying that they aren't. I gotta say that I'm giving credit to Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon for the staff so far, and I'm really excited to see what kind of team they put together to take the field in week 1.